So the vice president's residence, which is on the old Naval Observatory, is about 40 or so acres of completely private space. Outside of business hours, the Naval Observatory is empty. So we've got probably 130 acres of just our own space.
Wow.
It's amazing for the kids. So an 8-year-old, 5-year-old, and then a 3-year-old, they've got plenty of room to run around. For example, a couple weeks ago, there's like a running track there that's really nice. And I was running, it was sort of later in the day, just lightning bugs everywhere. And it kind of hit me like, oh, when was the last time the kids were just able to like catch lightning bugs?
See nature.
Right?
Yeah.
Or fireflies. I think it's a regional thing. I think if you're further west, you call them fireflies. Anyway, I take the kids out there in a golf cart and they're just running around catching lightning bugs at 8:30 at night. Yeah. And my wife's like, it's time for bed. And I'm like, but they're having such a good time. You know, it's just like moments like that you think you sort of have to give up, but you're on such a private area that it actually preserves a lot of normalcy.
Yeah, that's what I was going to ask.
And like Usha and I can go outside and have a beer and just sit on the porch and watch. Like my favorite thing growing up in southwestern Ohio, absolute favorite thing is like a summer thunderstorm.
Yeah.
And DC's got a lot of those. We've got this beautiful porch. We just go out, have a beer, watch it rain, the dog's hanging out. There are a lot of perks to this. And there are certainly sacrifices and responsibilities, but I really do think that Tom Brady backup notwithstanding, it's pretty much the best job, because the flip side of that is like the president encourages me to be involved in everything. And I've never felt like he's, shut me out or that I haven't been part of the core team. And that makes the job very cool. But fundamentally, the honest truth is, he bears more of the weight of responsibility, right? He's the one who ultimately has to make these big decisions. He delegates and involves everybody. But that's an incredible burden. I just get to hang out and take all the credit when things go well. And then my kids have this beautiful house with a wonderful swimming pool in the middle of Washington, D.C. It's not a bad gig.
Great news today, because we had a blockbuster GDP report that really blew through expectations, gave us 3% growth, which, by the way, we delivered in President Trump's first term as well, but 3% income growth and inflation only at 2.1%. This is how supply-side economics works, that if you have a big increase in supply, then you get lots of growth and you don't get inflation. Now, the problem with the Fed when we were there in the first term was that they kept thinking that the Trump tax cuts were going to cause inflation and were hiking rates, so they were wrong about that. And I think that right now, if you look at central banks around the world, they have an eye on where inflation is around the world that's quite different from the Fed's. And the Fed still, as Chairman Powell kept saying today, is obsessed on the idea that tariffs are going to cause inflation, but they've been saying that really since January, and it keeps not happening. And in today's GDP release, as you mentioned, only 2.1% inflation. And again, the inflation numbers, the consumer price index, have surprised on the downside in the sense of been good numbers, low inflation numbers, 5 months in a row. And so at some point, the idea that the tariffs are going to cause an explosion in inflation is something that people are going to have to give up. And if an independent Federal Reserve is data-driven and looking at the data, that our expectation is that they're going to recognize what the ECB has already recognized, that it's okay, it's safe now to cut rates.